and reason. Easy to play with numbers and science. Join me, Dr. Omar Kundu, every Saturday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. Learn, master and enjoy mathematics on West TV.
I said all my investment will be where? In Shinyalu. And true.
Kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha siasa kuna mshindi na mshinde.
Kama kaunti kwa mfano kungekuwa na njia ya kusaidia mtu aweke ng'ombe mmoja lakini maziwa wengi.
Hapa kwenye Ngware tunaangazia majukumu ya viongozi hawa na ni lipi wanafanya kuweza kutekeleza maendeleo hayo.
The executive has done its bit.
Na sisi ni kusukuma gurudumu.
Siasa, ugatuzi na maendeleo.
Their needs are almost the same.
Thamani ya shilingi inashusha kila siku.
And it is a confirmation of what 50 shillings can do.
Usikose kuungana nami Eric Lumbasi kila siku ya Jumamosi kuanzia saa 3 hadi saa 4 usiku tuweze kuangazia masuala haya.
What is mathematics? When I was growing up, I had difficulties in solving mathematical problems. The vocabulary of mathematics is basically numbers and science. Let me show you how. The mastery of mathematics revolves around this triangle, where at the top apex we have the tables. The tables work on the 10 numbers that we have in mathematics. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the only numbers that mathematics holds. And the tables are tables of multiplication, tables of addition, tables of subtraction and division. We have so many formula, and formula is like a key. Problems in mathematics, which if you don't have the formula, you cannot solve them. Such problems can be like finding areas of circles. And so without a formula, there are problems in maths that you can't do. Then when we come to the computing, that is where the blood life of mathematics is. Because there's no problem in mathematics that will be solved without either adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing. One may wonder the difference between the tables and the computing science. They are interrelated. First, you must know the tables so that you can know how to compute a problem like, say, 98 times 92. Tables will help you to be an accurate computer. You must be perfect in the tables to be able to compute properly. Mathematics is logic and reason. Easy to play with numbers and science. Join me, Dr. Omar Kundu, every Saturday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. Learn, master and enjoy mathematics on West TV.
Lakini this time round kwa sababu wewe mimi kazi yangu ilisha, lakini you earning. Unaona wewe sasa utembee na wanaume wengine jinsi unavyotaka wewe.
Kabla ya jogoo kuwika tulikuwa tayari tumeamka.
Jana mrembo anafanya uli uogi. Sasa usipooga atakupenda kweli?
Falme Kabaka na Mwalimu Nick na Bangi.
Wanawake yale mambo mnatufanya tu.
Yes.
Mungu ndiye anawajua.
Hujazoea kumuona akilia, amejikunja hivyo, ameshika tama. Labda lipo jambo.
Amka na West FM, Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa, saa 11 alfajiri hadi saa 3 asubuhi.
West FM, stesheni ya Kikwetu.
What is mathematics? When I was growing up, I had difficulties in solving mathematical problems. The vocabulary of mathematics is basically numbers and science. Let me show you how. The mastery of mathematics revolves around this triangle, where at the top apex we have the tables. The tables work on the 10 numbers that we have in mathematics. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the only numbers that mathematics holds. And the tables are tables of multiplication, tables of addition, tables of subtraction and division. We have so many formula, and formula is like a key. Problems in mathematics, which if you don't have the formula, you cannot solve them. Such problems can be like finding areas of circles. And so without a formula, there are problems in maths that you can't do. Then when we come to the computing, that is where the blood life of mathematics is. Because there's no problem in mathematics that will be solved without either adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing. One may wonder the difference between the tables and the computing science. They are interrelated. First, you must know the tables so that you can know how to compute a problem like, say, 98 times 92. Tables will help you to be an accurate computer. You must be perfect in the tables to be able to compute properly. Mathematics is logic and reason. Easy to play with numbers and science. Join me, Dr. Omar Kundu, every Saturday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. Learn, master and enjoy mathematics on West TV.
Cheni ya Kikwetu, West FM ya burudisha na ya fundisha.
Kwa kweli ikipamba sana. Unapowataja tunawakumbuka.
Kwa yako anafanya mahali fulani, sasa tuwe hatutakusema kwa village. Ati hauna adabu kwa village.
Hapo Ijumaa idadi finyu sana ya wanaume inapatikana nyumbani. Leo ndio wamesema kwamba tumepewa extra work. Leo tunalala Kakamega, leo tumetumwa Kisumu, leo tuko Nakuru, and in real sense hakuna mahali wametumwa. Amelala hapa Marel.
They are not saying.
Na mwake ni hapa total.
Unapoitisha tunabonyeza tu.
Changamka, semaji ukiwa wapi msikilizaji? Alafu vile kwenye jumbe fupi 23669 sema nasi. Changamka. Hey.
Unaongea ukweli? Wewe madikia meonako mwanamke akijinga kaburi.
Na unapoitisha zaidi tunakuchangamsha.
Changamka na West FM, kipindi chako msikilizaji ambacho kinapiga vitu vyote ambavyo unavihitaji. Watu wakupenda rumba wanapenda rumba, watu wakupenda sukuzi wanaruka na sukuzi. Watu wangu ambao wanasema jamani, sisi watu wa Lingala tunapiga Lingala, alafu unajua tunazuru mataifa yote.
Malkia na Palinyang, Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa saa 10 alasiri hadi saa 1 jioni. West FM station ya Kikwetu.
West FM, West FM.
What is mathematics? When I was growing up, I had difficulties in solving mathematical problems. The vocabulary of mathematics is basically numbers and science. Let me show you how. The mastery of mathematics revolves around this triangle, where at the top apex we have the tables. The tables work on the 10 numbers that we have in mathematics. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the only numbers that mathematics holds. And the tables are tables of multiplication, tables of addition, tables of subtraction and division. We have so many formula, and formula is like a key. Problems in mathematics, which if you don't have the formula, you cannot solve them. Such problems can be like finding areas of circles. And so without a formula, there are problems in maths that you can't do. Then when we come to the computing, that is where the blood life of mathematics is. Because there's no problem in mathematics that will be solved without either adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing. One may wonder the difference between the tables and the computing science. They are interrelated. First, you must know the tables so that you can know how to compute a problem like, say, 98 times 92. Tables will help you to be an accurate computer. You must be perfect in the tables to be able to compute properly. Mathematics is logic and reason. Easy to play with numbers and science. Join me, Dr. Omar Kundu, every Saturday at 9:50.
West TV, tazama ilivyo.
Welcome to the Morning Scoop. We're coming to you live from West TV here in Bungoma. The show today takes matters education. You see, the conversations affecting management of CBC has shifted. The conversations around management of the CBC has shifted from complaints and conflicts with parents. They're now concentrated within the school itself. That has raised a number of glaring issues and exposing others. Schools, eventually, we realized that schools were not very prepared for this enormous task. And then, as we keep on doing trial and error, we're also juggling a lot of pieces in one place. And then, as we juggle, we're also playing and affecting the destinies of hundreds of learners. So these are the issues which we need to keep our attention on, and especially today in the conversation we'll be looking at matters management of these kids, these junior secondary, both lower school and upper school. Some of them call them junior. It's not called junior secondary school, it's called junior school, something like that. And then we have senior school, something like that. We'll be told better than that. And then we also have who is supposed to be in high school. Grade 9 is first coming next year. Where are they going to be domiciled? And that conversation is also opening a can of worms. So today I just want to invite you to take part in this conversation. Follow the conversation on social media, WestTV_Kenya, at Mr. Kitui on X, and you can also follow this on YouTube. I would also like to encourage you to keep this in mind, that the Morning Scoop comes to you every Tuesday morning, bringing to you various topics. And today we are talking about matters education. In studio today, we have Madam Hanali, the head teacher, Kimilili FYM, and Mr. Wabuti, the Kupet chair of Kakamega County. On behalf of Kevin Kibet, who is the director of this show, this is CKS. Gentlemen and lady, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, let's start ladies first.
Yeah.
Names.
Yes, thank you. My name is Joyce Hanali Hamala. I'm a senior head teacher, Kimilili FYM Primary School in Kimilili Sub-County, Bungoma County. I have been a head teacher for the last 12 years.
Aha.
Thank you.
Mr. Wabuti?
Yeah, my name is Johnston Wabuti. I'm the Kupet County Chairman for Kakamega. I've been in the union for over 10 years.
You're also a teacher?
Yes, I'm also a teacher at the Loreko Girls in Mumias, West.
Madam,
yes.
Tell us about Kimilili. How long have you been at Kimilili?
Kimilili FYM Primary School?
Yes, yes.
I went to Kimilili FYM Primary School on transfer in 2019.
2019.
May. Yeah, that is where I've been up to now. It's a public primary school.
Looking at CBC from preschool to grade 8 now, what is the population of the school?
The population of the school now is 1,128. Yeah.
Of that?
That is from grade 1 to grade 8. Yeah, but ECD, I have a population of 123. Yes.
So grade 7 and grade 8, what is the population?
391.
How many teachers?
I have 171 grade 8 and 220 grade 7.
Against how many teachers?
7 teachers. 9 learning areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you needed 9 teachers, but you have 7.
Basically, when you look at the learning areas, we actually need about 14 teachers.
14 teachers.
Yes.
So whatever it is, you are understaffed.
We are, seriously.
What about the lower? Grade 1 to grade 6?
Grade 1 to grade 6, I want to say that we are not understaffed.
You're okay.
Means we have enough teachers. Yeah.
Ms. Obuti, in all wisdom,
yes,
it is called junior
secondary.
Good. What is Kuppet doing? You know, the Kuppet, before it was Kuppet, we had NAT, and
yes,
NAT was very sensitive and it was on top of issues. Kuppet doesn't seem to be very keen on where is these junior school teachers, the representation in the union and their voices to the government. Where is this?
Performance of unions usually depend on the government of the day. If the government appreciates the work of unions, then we raise unions their work. We raise red flags. We point out issues. So if the government knows how to use unions, because our work, we say things as they are. Now if you have a government that doesn't want to be told what things are, what they should improve, what they should change, then you see they choose on fighting unions, teacher unions and all social and all people rights, human rights groups, and that's where the government fails, because if you want to excel in education, you must seal all loopholes. And education helps this country to do development. So if you previously, you know, the previous regime we have been having, President Moi is the one, of course, who registered union, the late President Moi. He's the one who brought forth the NAT, and he helped NAT to grow. You are all aware. Never at any point did he sack teachers. Thereafter, we had Kibaki who came in. Kibaki worked with the unions. He actually even improved the salaries of teachers. Thereafter, we had Uhuru, and during Uhuru's time is when you know now the two presidents of Africa are educationists. They were actually teachers. The other presidents now we are having, these are people in commercial areas.
So they are doing
so they are pushing unions to the wall until you find when we are agitating for issues of teachers, yes, they don't want to listen. But we are there, JSS, that junior school has enough problems, my brother, ranging from management to teaching, teachers themselves, the welfare. There are complaints everywhere you walk. You look this direction, there are problems. You look to the teachers, there are problems. Children, there are enough problems.
Then what do? Because we need someone to speak on their behalf. They tried going on the street, some of them were sacked. Now, who should speak on behalf of these people? Should it be NAT, should it be Kuppet, or should it be combined?
No, for junior school is Kuppet. Junior secondary is Kuppet. That's junior secondary. Kuppet is a Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers.
Are they members, or it's assumed?
They are members. They are members. It's only the intern teachers who are not members, because as per now, intern teachers are not yet employed. It's when we are pushing they should be employed. But those who are in junior school, who are on permanent and pensionable, they are members of Kuppet. You can confirm if you get one today, we'll confirm to you they are members of Kuppet.
Then why are you not taking care of the interns? Because they are taking care of your...
Interns have a genuine complaint, and we have been with them when they are on the streets. When they were on the streets at that time, we were supporting their cause on the streets, and then thereafter we advised your noise have been heard, everybody, and when Parliament picked up the issue, we advised them now the issue leave to us and Parliament.
Okay.
It's when, by the way, you are aware it's Kuppet that went and negotiated with these guys actually to turn down on the streets and go back to class. They actually went back to class and so on. Now, we have a malicious employer. After we are through, we have helped them to have these guys turn down and go back to class. They sample out some of them and issue them with the show cause why letters. And you know, we are still reeling. Why show cause why letters left, right, center? Issuing them with some letters of dismissal, which is very wrong, and that is violating the rule of social justice, because if you have employees and they have a problem, they have indicated the problem, and you have listened, and people have looked at it and seen this is a genuine problem. They want employment. What TSO was lacking was money. Parliament said we are going to give you money in July to employ these people.
Yes.
Instead of TSC appreciating and actually meeting these guys and telling them, actually, we feel with you, we are going to employ you, assuring them so that they also have confidence. They go ahead and hitting some of them with the sacking letters. It's very wrong. We have not supported that, and we are joining hands with all other bodies, telling TSC to rescind that action of sacking JSS teachers. They should all come on board. TSC needs teachers, not sacking people. They have no teachers. Why are they sacking teachers and saying we shall employ others?
Well, they want teachers, not the sacking teachers. If you have someone who is making noise, you rather push him aside and get someone who is nice.
You will be a wrong employer if you want to have workers who don't make noise. Workers should be, working is participatory. If you have a worker, if he has a problem, by the way, if you have a working environment, you should encourage your workers. If you have any problem, kindly just say. If you have any issue, say. And workers have a right. Their rights are enshrined in the Constitution. You know, you can picket. Picketing is a right in the Constitution. What they were doing, they were just standing on their constitutional right. If you are telling the worker, kindly employ me tomorrow. It's I have worked as an intern for 1 full year. You want to add me another one, we have not negotiated with you. We have not agreed, I'm not agreeing. Then that party is not listening. What else are you left with? You invoke the Constitution. You want to start picketing. That's what they did. Now, you know the TSC is behaving as if they are just existing on the moon in a country where there's no law. If this matter goes to court, they are going to lose. And they were reminded, even these guys, there's the intern program you have implemented in your program. You don't have anything like intern in your employment criteria. Your work is to employ teachers on permanent and pension.
Not this intern.
Intern, there is not there. Intern is a form of training.
Madam.
Yes.
When there are fewer teachers,
Yes.
it means you lump students together. Classrooms are crowded. What are the dangers of that?
Now, you'll find that especially junior, maybe I talk about my school, we have like 220 learners. That is in grade 7. They are learning in 3 classrooms. That is almost 70 plus students in 1 class.
Against 45 required, right?
Yeah, against 40 actually.
40, okay.
Yeah, against 40. Yeah, for secondary. That is. So you find that the teacher has even no space where to stand and teach. And we shall not have individualized attention. You know, this teacher will not have an opportunity of understanding each and every learner in the class. So you'll find that the learners are squeezed. And when you look at CPC and JSS, of course, there is more of learner-centered than teacher. So we have a lot of activities going on. So you'll find that when this class is overcrowded, sometimes the teacher may not even know what some of the children are doing at the back. And you find that the teacher may move with the fast learners and leave behind
those who are
slow learners. And then that means that at the end of the day, the performance will not be realized. Because for CBC and JSS, we are nurturing some potential in some children. This child can do well in music. And therefore, the teacher has to understand that this individual is good in music, and this one will be very good maybe in sciences. So how do I nurture? But because of the large population, the teacher does not have the time. The contact time of the learner and the teacher is not there. So there is that very big challenge about the overcrowding.
But you see, we also have resources.
Yes.
An overcrowded class means less supply of resources. How are you improvising? Because if the class is supposed to have 40 and have 70, it means if it's a laboratory, you only have 40 reagents.
Where the laboratories in junior secondary?
Okay, now that's
they don't exist there. But for example, like us, we have the larger population in the school. Do you know that we have children learning in the church? I have 3 classrooms in the church. We have taken some of the junior students to the to the church.
What do you mean to the church?
Because, okay, the church has given us space.
They have
and
no
therefore
facility.
we have no
You
facility.
convert the church hall into classrooms.
Into classrooms. We have partitioned. If you come there, you'll find that we have one classroom on this side, another one this side, and another one in the middle. Why? Because we do not have enough classrooms because of the population. So the government must just come up and build classrooms for junior. You know, I think the government was not ready because previously we knew that junior was going to secondary school. Then they decided to domicile it in primary, yet there are no resources. So you may find even some schools where maybe children are learning under the tree because of lack of classrooms. So for me, the children who are learning in the fewer classrooms that we have, they are so congested. There's a time a teacher had to ask me where he is supposed to stand while even writing on the chalkboard because there's no space. What do I do?
Okay.
That is a big challenge.
Then another issue emerges.
Yes.
If that is the situation, and this, you see, JSS teachers are few. And even before they were handed over these kids were handled by primary school teachers who were prepared on a crash arrangement because they didn't take time to train for CBET-based training, right? So now that they are given to JSS teachers who are also trained under a crash arrangement, how prepared is this? Are we not tampering with destinies of these kids?
Thank you. Kitui, I want to tell you that there is a big problem. Actually, what we are doing is trial and error. You'll find that the teachers teaching CBC, those who are taken through this crash program of training, they were not fully trained. And even the junior secondary teachers, there is this thing they call retooling. You know, like last week, part 1, they took them out for a whole week. You know, they're taking them for retooling. Then the children are left behind. How are they going to cover for the lessons lost? And then, like in my school, we have asked the primary school teachers to support JSS. Because if we have 7 teachers teaching JSS, for example, I want to give an example of English. English and literature, we have 2 teachers teaching 391 learners. So they go out for a whole week for retooling. They come back. How will the children be learning? And then these other teachers who have gone in to support from the primary section, that is the CPC, they are left behind. When these ones are going for retooling, they remain in school. Does the government understand that the fewer teachers who are teaching in JSS cannot teach all the subjects? So that is that is the challenge that we have.
You see, and then if you look at even preparing those grade 8s, that is where they are supposed to be choosing their subjects for university. How has that been handled? Because the juggling, that's where the juggling is. You amalgamate programs, then you see that they don't fit. Then you start removing after years that has gone by.
You know, what we are seeing in our education sector, both primary and secondary, junior school included, is lack of commitment from government. Even before junior school started, there was a problem of staffing. Schools are crowded there. You can just see what he's telling you. This is just one school. A class having 70 children. Some you will walk into some school and you find a class has 100 children. Again, and a teacher has to teach those children. And you see, these things are there. Assessors, ministry officials come to these schools. They see these things. They are aware.
What do they assess? They assess the performance of the teacher, but not the environment.
You see now what we wonder. Maybe when you meet them, you will also ask them what do they assess, because they come. They are in those schools. They see. So we have kept telling the government to develop facilities in these schools. When they were implementing CPC, just what Madam Joyce has said, we told them relocate CPC junior school relocate to high school. To high school, because there are facilities that have been put up, and the advantage of high schools, like what she has indicated, we have labs there. So should we want practical lessons, labs are there. You know, labs are developed, they are there. Now they chose, I don't know what they chose to bring these children to primary section. There are no labs, and developing a lab is not just a structure. You must put up a structure, then you must put the equipment.
Yes.
It's not being done. We have almost now, this is 2-3 years down the line since we started junior school. Never single lab has been constructed. The madam is here. It's not there. Children are there learning.
Now I want you to respond to something, but first I want madam to tell me the choosing of these programs, preparing them for university.
Pathways.
They are called pathways, right? How have you managed to navigate and guide? Because I want Mwalimu to respond to that.
About the choosing of the pathways.
Yes.
Thank you. Now you'll find that the learning areas that were taught in class, grade 7, are not the same in some of the learning areas because they were amalgamated. Look at a learning area like creative art. Creative art and sports. In creative art and sports we have music, we have creative arts, and we have physical education. Now the challenge comes in a way that you'll find that there is a teacher who never specialized for creative art or for sports. The teacher is supposed to teach CRE, and this teacher is being asked to teach this. This teacher may not be keen enough to find out actually what this child is good at and can be able to help this child get to the right path. So as at now, we have not started identifying the potential pathways for these children. Maybe it may be done at grade 9, but at grade 8, when the teachers are doing assessments, they are able to know that this child is doing well in sciences, this one is doing well in social, this child is doing well in music and the like. So, but you know, we lack the materials, the equipments to assist us. Like look at pre-technical, where children, pre-technical is together with business studies and computer, where children are supposed to have computers and hands-on, where we are supposed to know that this child can do very well in computer science, and we are not able to do it because I cannot improvise a computer in my school. So when these children proceed maybe to secondary senior school after grade 8, maybe that's where they will meet computers. Because you are aware that we had the government bring in some 2 computers some years back, 8 years ago, some 2 computers in every school, and maybe some were stolen. You will hear many head teachers complaining about the security of the same. So, and the secondary schools that are our neighbors are very much willing to assist us. But you know, I have a population of 220. I'm taking them to a laboratory across in the secondary school. They are also having their own systems. They are, maybe it is the time for them to have their practicals. So they will tell me, okay, madam, you can bring your children during games time. Now, how many shifts will I take? Because it's only accommodating 30. What time shall we finish? So it's very difficult for us to identify the pathways of these children at this level. It's really a challenge.
I want Mwalimu to respond, but I want you, Mwalimu, to be careful. Yes. Because you remember politics. Yes. Politics, we are told we have the government and the opposition. Yes. Right? Yes. And the government usually tells the opposition that, please, don't just criticize, give us an alternative. Kuppet has been not giving the alternative. Sure. Let's start with you. What is the alternative? What do you not do? You see now,
we give ideas. We give ideas. We may not really have teachers that we are carrying to take to schools.
Yes.
You know, if somebody wants Kuppet now to employ teachers on behalf of government, that one we cannot do. But you see, the truth is, the government should just be told to employ teachers.
Of course, the government should employ teachers. That's a long-term project. Today we have these kids. What will be the alternative? How best can we handle this? Can we be creative around there?
What the government is doing, what they were told, is is to offload some teachers from the primary section.
Yes.
Those who are teaching primary and those who we have some who have done degree to come and beef up the teaching at the junior secondary. That one they are doing. But it's not even enough because Madam is here is telling you even the primary section, those teachers are not enough. But you see, we are grappling with something that the government did not listen to our recommendation. These children were just supposed to come to the secondary section. They picked a more expensive route. So what they are doing, besides the teachers, they have to equip the lab. They have to come up with the facilities and so on. So this is they decided to buy a big chunk.
Maybe I may say something. You know, if these children would be taken to secondary school, it could even have been a little bit worse because the secondary school teachers had not been trained on CBC.
The word you are using, retooling. They had not been
retooled. Okay, but you see now the biggest challenge that we have in primary is lack of the resources. The teachers, like Mwalimu puts it, those ones that had degrees were deployed, but still they are not enough. So what we are doing, like for my school, I have asked the primary school teachers, the CBC, who have some knowledge, and of course we have not received even the curriculum designs. So I have downloaded them for my school. So we asked the teachers, teachers are supposed to be creative in one way or another. So we can't leave the children idle because we do not have the teachers to teach the respective subjects. Although they may not give complete content for the same. But Mwalimu, taking them to secondary school, for me, I would advise that maybe they would do it at grade 9, but then if the government is going to have grade 9 in grade 10, if the government is going to have grade 9 in primary, then it has to invest a lot because these teachers can understand these very young children at this younger level. I want to tell you that we have children in grade 8 who can still not be mature enough to do things on their own. So, like the teachers who are deployed, the JSS teachers, okay, those ones that were employed. We have the interns and those ones employed on PNP. We do a lot of mentorship to make, because they were not trained to teach these very young children. The approach that they use is different from the approach that is used in primary school. So we assign the teacher, one of the teachers in primary, whom we know can do a lot of mentoring, because these teachers went through a lot of challenges. I would move around supervising my work, and I would find that these teachers are not reaching the children. If the government wishes that JSS still be domiciled in primary, then we must have the laboratory in primary, we must have the music room, we must have the home science room, we must have a workshop. You remember when 844 was beginning, we had workshops and the like.
Yes.
So my feeling is that the government was not really prepared. That is, they were at crossroads. And that is why they would say, okay, we are building one classroom in secondary school to accommodate a junior.
But then they never took the
They then reversed and left it in primary, where they never built a classroom. We are having grade 9 next year. There's no classroom.
So where would you like grade 9 to be? In high school or in primary?
If the government build the classrooms, then it could be in primary. But I would still advise that they take them to secondary school because of the practical factor.
Where would you like them to be?
Let grade 9, our position is this. Let grade 9 remain in join the junior secondary in the primary, so that now the junior secondary becomes a school on its own. Its own full management.
That is called what? Intermediate,
whichever name it can be given, but that is
bridges the lower and the upper. So it becomes
in the middle
with its own staff, a teacher and all that.
Because we are now having mixed up. You see, the issues that are affecting junior school now, let us handle them at that junior school level. They bring grade 9 so that it's there. instead of now having several problems. One problem is this side, another one is you have loaded in the secondary section. What we had foreseen previously, secondary school we have a program where when teachers are not enough, secondary school teachers employ teachers on board of management. Schools source around funds, they know how to limit some funds, and then they employ teachers on board. They are there in every school, So shortage of teachers is kind of minimized. Primary schools and junior secondary, the funds they are given is very little. They are not even able to employ these teachers on board. They cannot do that, you see. So they have to rely on teachers employed by Teacher Service Commission, and that's where we are having a problem. Now, having those teachers in the primary section, government must solve the problem of staffing and must solve the problem of facility. We bring them all in one school called junior secondary. Yeah. And we deal with that school on its own. Let it have its full management, the principal and blah blah, all those people, and it's handled at that level, so that they develop that school and bring up facilities in that particular school.
You see, in the 50s, we used to have intermediate schools. Welcome back to the future.
you know what it is. Like the 844 program that Madam indicated. 844 program had a very good mission. And it had practical. Whatever is now being done in the CBC, it was being done in the 844. But why did the 844 collapse? It's because of funding. Those workshops collapsed. The tools were not there. Tools were to be replaced by government. When they get worn out, when they get lost, when they get broken, they need replacement. Homes and rooms were there, all those things.
I went to the first class 8 class. Class of 85.
Yes.
The only thing that worked was 4K labs. We did farming. We had we had gardens. That's the only thing that worked. Everything else was theory.
The clamps. We had clamps in school.
We didn't have those. Yeah. Now, madam.
Yes.
There's a school in Uasin-Gishu. I want to draw your attention. That school it has a population of about 600.
Yes.
It's a rural school. The challenges they face is slightly different from the urban school. Kimilili is semi-urban school.
Yeah, semi, that is the word.
You enjoy both worlds, but then the urban side seems to benefit those kids in that school. That school I'm talking about in Uasin-Gishu is totally rural. To get there, number one, you have to work hard to get there. Then government resources coming to that school. Again, 600 students, the government is giving them like 5 books. It's giving them 5 papers for school, what, exam papers? Assessment papers. Yes. And it's giving them those small bits against this huge population. When it comes to such a case, what should a teacher do? What will you do? What can you advise those teachers who are watching you this morning and they are grappling with those scarcity? And of course they have the kids, parents to send the kids to them. They're supposed to take care of them. So what do they do?
Okay. You'll find that some schools are really in the rural, and maybe the resources that are given are very limited. I would advise that if there is a secondary school around that school, the head teacher would develop good rapport with the high school principal to support maybe in matters concerning photocopying. If it's an assessment and the papers are few, then the school can support. But you would also liaise with the sub-county director of education, because if you have been given very little material compared to the population that you have, and then it means there is a miss somewhere. So I would advise that the teacher gets to the office, gets to other stakeholders, gets to the old boys of the school to support if they are there. That is one of the duties of the old boys, can assist in getting like a computer or finding a way of giving the teacher some funds to help in purchasing some of his materials. But you'll find that it's not only that rural school that is affected. Even us, we are affected. Because like subjects that have been amalgamated, we do not have books to that effect. We don't have the curriculum design. So what do I do as a head teacher? I can't sit back and leave people's children to suffer. So I have downloaded the curriculum design to the teacher for the teachers to use, and then
it was your own initiative.
Yes, my own.
Go online and get it.
Yes, there are no curriculum designs, and even the books for the amalgamated subjects are not there. So the teachers have to go looking for materials from different books just to ensure that the children are learning.
Well, why don't we tell parents to buy?
Now that is the biggest challenge. Parents.
Are they in supply? Number one, are they in supply? Because if they're in supply, then we'll have parents to buy.
No, the books. Some of them may not be found even in the bookshops, like the new subjects that they brought on board. This pre-technical, the integrated science. We have creative arts and sports. The books are not there.
So the books are not there. The one we want to buy.
The government, my brother took up the initiative of supplying the books to primary schools and JSS. Of course, nowadays we don't call, they say it's a comprehensive school. So they are the ones to supply, the government. Now the government has not supplied these books. When you go to the bookshops, you don't find the books. So it is really, really a big challenge. It's a thorn. There are no books.
There was something I want Malim to respond to, and this is it. If we are to domicile grade 9 in primary school, what is the capital investment to take care of the facilities?
Because we are supposed to have the classrooms.
Yes.
You know, the government was talking about building one classroom. For example, if I have 171 in grade 8 now, and they are going to proceed to grade 9, do you think one classroom will be sufficient for these children?
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
What is the capital investment for Kimilili, so that Malim can respond to?
Funding. Quantifying.
Just get the funds from the government, maybe. We have to get.
It's a lot of money.
We are going to look at the laboratories. We are going to look at the music rooms. We are going to look at the classrooms. Not more than one classroom. So it must be a lot of money. Maybe unless we bring other people on board to support.
To support. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? The investment in high school today. And you just mentioned that you like grade 9 to remain in primary.
Yes.
Now, the investment in high school, is it able to accommodate grade 9 without any additional capital investment?
Yeah, it will do. It will do. The teachers are there, and you know that's just one particular class, and you know that's a class that we are expecting the Form 1s.
Yes.
So it will accommodate. It will accommodate. But you see, we had when I read the indication from the CS, is that those students are going to be retained in primary. So we may continue saying bring those children to secondary, just the way we were saying bring JSS to secondary, and nobody will listen. Then we are giving another recommendation now, because of the inclination in which you want to retain these children in primary. Then do it, but then retain that school on its own. So it's run, and you know that school requires funding. Funding, and it's now for Madam here. She runs the primary section, runs the junior second. Primary section needs funding, junior secondary needs funding. So she has a lot of, her problems are almost multiplying. Now, when she doesn't have teachers there, she's also not having teachers in the primary section. So those are a lot of things we are saying. For we to be able to streamline JSS, let her be left with the primary section to streamline the CPC, whatever is there, develop that program. Junior secondary becomes an independent school also, so that everybody in
the primary or moved to secondary.
You see, for example, Kimilili has 2 schools. It has the high school, 3. The high school, and then the primary. The girls and the boys, right? And then the primary. So we create another
junior.
In the primary section, those facilities, no, those are government facilities anyway. So we are saying let junior school be handled as an independent school, so that whoever is there is focusing on that particular school. Everybody is solving problems in his own area. But as at now, you know, he's running 2 schools.
So we need an extra head to run.
That's what we are saying. That's what we are recommending.
But that then will require that there are more facilities put in place, because these children in junior are using the primary classrooms. You know, we can create another crisis, because like if we put children together for the sake of them being in one school, and then we now have to separate them and say, now this is junior, and you know it's the same block, then it will create a challenge in a way that we need to have an office for the new principal, we need to have an office for the new deputy principal, we need to have a staff room for the teachers of junior, secondary, then we need to have again an office for the primary, an office for the staff. So I want you to see the separation.
Now, you are the best person to tell the viewer
Yes.
that you are in that school called what?
Kimilili FM.
No, before we went to Kimilili.
Kitai.
Kitai.
Yes.
You created a high school.
Yes.
You actually worked hard to create a high school. How did it go?
No, now you see the high school, we had land, separate land from the primary,
Yes.
from the primary school. And the community came up, and because they had an interest in having a secondary school, so we did build a secondary school with the support of the national government, CDF,
Yes.
and the parents, separate from the primary school.
And you succeeded.
I succeeded.
Because you managed both schools before.
I managed both schools very well until this other school was at Form 2.
Good.
When we moved.
Good.
Yeah.
Then you become the resource person to train these guys on how to create a junior and intermediate school and help them come up with the way Mwalimu is saying.
So independent.
Yeah.
Do you know that at the moment it can really create a challenge, because you know the primary school head teachers are managing the two institutions, and we have made it as one. We have one staff room, all right?
Yes.
So it will take some time for this for the reality to come about that now the primary, the junior school. By the way, there has been a lot of rivalry about the junior and the primary. Mwalimu is aware.
Because these guys
junior teachers have been complaining that they are not comfortable in primary. Mine are comfortable because I provide the tea that we want. The lunch is there. I have no problem with them. We have the same staff room. And
so it is the tea.
and we are comfortable. But we have schools that have crisis. And the secondary, the junior teachers will say, I came here to teach history and CRE. Why are you giving me pre-technical? And the children remain. But like we have teachers you can talk to and say, now you see, these are our children and our future.
You know the point I have used to tell you that let these two schools be independent. Like the small problems Madam is just indicating, we solve problems daily of these teachers. At one time a teacher arrived on our desk and he was telling us, you know what, Chairman? My head teacher has told me I go and teach class 2. So I wondered, what?
No.
You to teach class 2? Yeah, why? He's saying, you know, they brought some teachers in the primary section to beef our team up so that we are teaching. Now, because of that, he has now instructed, he's telling us, this one goes to teach class 4, may teach class 3, this one teach. I said, what? That's what. So, by the way, I told them, don't go and teach. And if the problem escalates, just come back so that I involve the sub-county director. The head teacher was advised kindly, those teachers cannot teach primary children. Their training does not support that. The training that they are being given is to teach grade 7 and 8, not the other team. So because of those management issues and so much involved and so on, and also to release problems on their shoulder, let each school have its own management.
But
and it's funding.
Another issue comes up. She talks about facilities. Well, how big is your land, Kimilili?
It's 6 acres.
6 acres.
Yeah.
Lohokwe has 3 acres. Lohokwe Primary. It has about 2,000 kids. And now when you add JSS, it will be about 23, 24 there, maybe 25. Now, it's 3 acres. Already, they actually go out in breaks, in shifts, because they don't fit in that small.
And why are you imagining it's hard to buy land? It's not hard, it's government.
No. I'm trying to imagine how best can we
assist.
If we have to do this,
now
it has to be outside this compound.
Now, you know, now everybody is surviving. By the way, some of those children, these pioneer children, they are being given a raw deal. We don't know. We don't know the future of those children. This time, as we are struggling to get direction, no learning is going on. There's confusion. Teacher of theory is teaching mathematics, and there's no confusion in those classes.
And then he has also taken a week off for truly.
So we are just closing eyes and saying, all is well. All is well. We don't know the future of those children.
All is not well.
But when we are saying for future purposes, what is the direction here? You see, that's the mapping me I'm giving you. What will work? We had said, let these people come to the secondary section. Of course, those children were young, they were smaller. It would have been the challenge those teachers will be having it is handling younger children only. But facilities were there, laboratories were there, so that the problem will be so that we are handling one problem at a time. But you see, the government took another route. The children are small, are still younger. Let them be in primary. Now, problem of teachers, problem of facilities. And now you see, because of all that confusion, no facilities, but now again we are giving them a route. Let this school be independent and develop its facilities. It is possible.
Wow, we just came into the end of the program. Madam, let's look at the future. Starting from grade 9 next year, what would be your recommendation to the government?
I would recommend that the government has to take these teachers for full training. Maybe we can do it over the holidays. They can do an in-service course for these teachers. So that if the teachers are well trained and they have the content, then I want to tell you that CPC is a good one. Because in 844 we were labeling children. But in CBC there is no labeling. The children know that these ones are taking this route and this one is taking this route, and therefore we are able to do what we can do on our own. And then the issue of infrastructure, I would advise that before then we get to grade 9, the government should ensure that by next year we have enough infrastructure in all the primary schools that are having JSS, so that the teachers teaching these children are able to access the materials, the equipment that they're supposed to use, and then the government has to employ teachers. Because I have told you the primary school teachers are also teaching JSS. When they pick these ones for retooling, they leave the primary ones. What are these primary school teachers teaching the JSS if they have not been retooled? So the trained teachers must also be employed. Recently we had the budget and money was given to TSC. Let TSC use that money to employ more teachers instead of sacking the JSS. We need teachers and the teachers are being sacked. So what does that imply? But actually CBC for me is good if the government invests in that.
Starting with grade 9 next year, what would be your recommendation for the future?
Yeah, recommendation for the future, let the government come in just strongly and provide enough funding to the Ministry of Education for the development of CPC program. Both the grade 9 and all other programs up to grade 1. Grade 1, you know, as Madam has not indicated to you, some of those, we have some schools still doing exams. That CPC program is not an exam program. It's you do assessment and you know. So, but people are still using exams and so on. So let this program, CPC is an expensive program because it's practical oriented. So all the way up to grade 9 is practical oriented, which is good but expensive. So let government just provide funding, develop facilities, and employ teachers. If the government is relocating grade 9 to primary, the way we have said, fine, but let them develop facilities, let them build classrooms, let them build laboratories. If they choose to offload grade 9 to secondary, we have no problem, we have facilities there. We shall still need teachers.
There is this untold story about CBC. He just mentioned it. I wanted it to be the last Jewish thing. You see, there is CBC, and then you guys are teaching the normal 844 curriculum.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's because the teachers have not been trained on how to handle CBC. And that is why I said in my point, as the government employs the teachers, let it ensure that the teachers they're employing are trained to teach CBC. You'd find the teachers still using the traditional method of teaching, lecture, when CBC is not lecture. CBC is teacher-centered. But this teacher has not been trained, so what do you expect the teacher to do?
But I'm told some parents want their kids to be taught that way. So in case competence-based is not working, they'll take them to school in Tanzania or Uganda to get the degrees and come out as the competent people to do. Is that true?
But that is maybe according to the parent, but according to the Kenyan curriculum, the teacher is the one to implement. Yeah.
And they have no books. No books.
10 o'clock. Let's end here.
Thank you.
You have enough to say, but let's put a pause. We'll run it next time, right?
Thank you, thank you.
I want to give way for subsequent programming. I want to also thank you for taking part in Follow the Conversation. I'm seeing messages on social media. They're interesting. I would like to encourage you to keep those messages coming because they inform our future engagements. On behalf of Kelvin Kibet, who is the director of this show, I want to thank you for staying with West TV. You keep expecting the Morning Scope resumes next week on Tuesday with something interesting. This is CKS.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.